Good morning. Welcome to this dedicated orientation session for phase number 5. Title Dissemination of Results. This is the final phase of the course, the closing chapter, and arguably the most meaningful one because everything you have built through the semester now covers into a single professional scientific article. I want you to take this session calmly because we are going to walk through the learning guide and somehow the evaluation rubric. By the time we finish, I want each one of you to leave with absolute clarity of the 5 things. What you have to deliver, by when, with what content, in what format, and how every single one of the 125 points will be assessed. There should be no surprise, no ambiguity, and no excuse for losing points on issues that can be prevented right now. Let me emphasize before we go into detail that this phase presents something more than a segment. At this level, writing a scientific article is not an academic exercise. It is a professional skill that defines you as a researcher or an engineer. The article you produce in the next time could very well visit the publication in the real conference or the journal. I want you to approach in that with that mindset. Phase 5 somehow is a collaborative activity, meaning that you work in your assigned groups. Is the final evaluation moment of the course and the folly closes for the formative cycle. This phase is 120 points. The dates must represent obviously the activity opened back in May 13 and closes the next Tuesday, the May 2026, and gives you or have given you the 2 calendar weeks. The official estimate on the independent work time per student is approximately 12 hours. And some high margin experience, groups that succeed at the high level of the rubric tend to invest closer to 15 to 18 hours per student, specifically because writing, revising, and integrating across multiple authors always takes longer than expected. There are 3 learning outcomes for this guide. Determine requirements of wireless sensor network by analyzing the various challenges and consideration of the implementation. The second is to propose a wireless sensor network, selecting the architecture and the communication protocols and satisfy the requirements of the problem. The third one is model a wireless sensor network using simulation tools to evaluate energy consumption and network performance. But what this distinction is important because the article you submit must demonstrate mastering of the 3 outcomes in an integrated and coherent narrative. The reviewer, that it's me, will read your article looking for evidence that you understand the problem, that you designing an appropriate solution, and that you validate the solution through a simulation analysis. If any of these 3 legs is weak, the article bowels and your score will reflect it. So please understand that this is not a new piece of work, it's the consolidation, synthesis, and the professional presentation of everything you have already done. The activity consists of 5 phases that consolidate information. This is not a technical report. This is not an executive summary. This is not a slide deck or the brochure. This is a scientific article with all the structural and stylist convention that the academic community recognizes. This means the tone is objective, third person, and precise. Every technical claim must be supported by evidence, either your own data for the simulation or a properly cited external source. The structure is not negotiable. Each section has a specific purpose and a specific position in the document. The language is professional and concise, free of colloquialisms, free of unnecessary adjectives, and free of grammatical error. The article length, the article must have a minimum of 3 pages, a maximum of 5 pages. Let me make this absolutely clear because every semester some groups get it wrong. If you submit 2.5 pages, you are below the minimum and you will lose points. If you submit 8 pages of both text, you are above the maximum and you will also lose points. The rubric specifically rewards strict adherence to 3 to 5 page range. The mandatory structure must include the title, which must be precise, specific, and informative. It should reflect both the problem and the technical approach. You must include the actor names. These are group members who actively contributed to the article. The author emails. Each author must be accompanied by his email address. The abstract. The abstract is the single most read section of any specific article. Many readers will decide whether to engage with your full paper based solely on this paragraph. A well-crafted abstract for this course should be between 150 to 250 words, written in one single paragraph, containing context and problem, objective, methodology, main results, conclusion, and contributions. The keywords list 4 to 6 technical keywords that allow your article to be indexed. Introduction. The introduction has 4 jobs to perform: contextualize the problem, justify the relevance, briefly review the state of the art, and state the objective and outline. Next, we have the materials and methods, the most technical demanding section of the article. It must describe with enough precision to another engineer who replicate your work the following elements: the network architecture selected, the communication protocol selected, the topology you have developed, the hardware platform you have used, and the operating system you have used, and obviously the simulation methodology. If you use it, or as you have used it, AI-based simulation and analysis tools, describe the AI workflow, what data you have used, what model you have trained, what inference tasks it performed, and how it has interacted with the WSN. Next, you have the results and improvements. The section has 2 parts. The result part presents the quantitative outcomes of your simulation, and the improvement part is where many groups underperform. That is also where the theory evaluation criterion is likely decided. Here, you must propose concrete evidence-based improved action for your design. Obviously, the improvements must arise from your own data, not from generic recommendation copied for the textbook. You will have next the conclusion section. It's not a repetition of the results, it's an interpretation of your work. Limit yourself to 3 conclusions as maximum. Each one focuses on different dimensions: one of the design, one of the simulated performance, and one of the broader implication of the future work. The references must be in APA format. This is not optional. A good Page 5 article typical could have between 10 to 20 references. And appendices. If you have plenty for materials, extended simulation logs, food code listing, large thresholds, raw measurements, additional screenshots, push or place them in the appendices. Please remember the AI integration component. The article must include a section discussing how AI can be leveraged in the context of your wireless sensor network. Possible angles that you can use: using machine learning to predict network failures, using AI for in-network data filtering, using MATLAB with AI toolboxes, using TensorFlow Lite on the edge tools, or using reinforced learning. So you have the steps there. Step number 1, collaborative preparation of the article. Step number 2, forum participation. Step number 3, the final submission. And what do we have next? The evaluation rubric. That describe how your work will be graded. The rubric consists of 5 criteria, each worth 25 points, a total of 125 points. The criterion number 1 is the content accuracy. This criterion assesses whether your article thoroughly covers all the required section, problem identification, methodology, results, and improvement actions. Criterion number 2, clarity and organization. The criterion assesses how well the article is written and structured. Criterion number 3, insight and relevance. Criterion assesses the analytical depth of your article. The simulation revealed the surprise, what metric underperformed or according to your expectations, something like that. The criterion number 4 is the participation. This is the only individual assessed section.